ladies and gentlemen, and we'll get you more information on this. I have Torek Farhadi, former advisor to the Afghanistan President, and Dr. Monica Verma, strategic affairs expert, with us at this point. Let me ask you, Torek Farhadi Saab, namaste. What do you think is happening? Is it the Mullah Omar faction, or is it the Haqqanis who have all done it for money and to curry favors with the Pakistanis, who again want money?
It is not the Haqqanis for sure, but anybody else, yes, it's possible. And Pakistan also didn't see Zawahiri as useful at this time. And it is clear that Pakistan wants to establish intelligence sharing relationship with the United States and improve the relationship in order to get off the FATF list, and also in order to get the IMF package, which is a very complicated affair here. But in any case, the new Pakistani government wants to favor the United States. If there is a triangle now between Pakistan, Afghanistan, United States, in this triangle, Pakistan, United States is closer than Afghanistan, United States. So that is clear. Who is Zawahiri? Zawahiri fought the Soviets 30, 40 years ago with Sirajuddin Haqqani's father, Jalaluddin. So Sirajuddin Haqqani saw sort of a moral obligation to protect this person, knowing that now that he's a powerful man in Kabul, he could set him up in a place that's safe. But al-Qaeda is not what it was before, but it does give inspiration by its videos, etc. So according to the Doha Agreement, the Taliban were not supposed to give shelter to somebody who is doing propaganda against Western countries or Western friendly countries. And so this is under this section of the Doha Agreement that Zawahiri, who is an old man and doesn't have any military activity, but just propaganda activity, became under this. And also in the United States, probably there was a need before the elections to score something for President Biden, who is going to have to show something after the evacuation, which didn't work out very well last August. So the administration is preparing a package of things that it can say have been done. And in fact, Barack Obama tweeted, he said we can eliminate our enemies without being at war somewhere physically.
Correct. So somewhere trying to justify the pullout from Afghanistan and say we can neutralize. So that's also surprising that somebody sitting in a balcony can be neutralized by machines, radar, robots and technology, and you don't have to put boots on ground. And with the Hellfire, this was not the first, it's a series, and they seem to be perfecting it with each killing or each neutralization. But the other aspect is, Mr. Farhadi, and before I go to Dr. Monica Verma, interestingly, if Pakistan wants to get back closer to the Americans, why would they make a statement what they have made where they are backing the one China policy and taking a position which is against America as far as the Taiwan landing of Nancy Pelosi is concerned? Or is it the fact that it's purely a Pakistan move to try and get funds out? And do the Taliban also now realize that they have to do whatever they can to get the $7 billion in assets which have been frozen by the Americans?
Pakistan is in a very difficult situation. The weight of geography with China is there, as it is for India. And the access that China wants to the sea through Pakistan is a reality, and projects, the CPIC project, etc., are in process there, and it's big investments. It has to succeed. If it doesn't succeed, it's more problems for Pakistan. So Pakistan wants to play both sides, China and the United States. The army in Pakistan traditionally wants to be closer to the United States. General Bajwa, who has been here for 6 years, has not been invited to the United States, and he's going to retire soon, and he has not been invited to the United States. So they have to give some favors to the United States as well to bring that relationship closer. They have to play their politics. It's a difficult world, especially in the context of food security, energy security that we see after the Ukraine war, and Imran Khan's travel there, which was not very well timed.
Right.
Yes, I missed your second question, sir.
No, the second part is that you have Pakistan taking a clearly anti-America position as far as Taiwan is concerned. And I'm just going to bring Dr. Monica Verma. Could this also be a possibility that Ayman al-Zawahiri was not somebody or a person of interest or not too much of an interest for the Chinese? Could this be actually that the Chinese are doing it, giving America a moment in glory and credit to go and execute what works for them? Because Ayman al-Zawahiri was directing troops or wanting to push people into East Turkestan. And he was wanting to back the ETIM and also the Uyghur movement and the struggles there, which the Chinese did not want. So is it possible that this could be just that? Tell the ISI, make sure that somehow, and the Taliban, that listen, it's the Chinese that they are migrated. It's the Chinese who are now getting access to Afghanistan rare earth minerals and to those regions and to the mines in Afghanistan. It's the Chinese who are now getting increasing control over the Bagram air base. So is this all a greater game that we have to see it in a matter of pretext that, okay, let's give Joe Biden a moment of glory that the US has neutralized somebody who has done something to them 22 years ago, somebody who's actually a defunct person who's not past his utility date. But somebody who's sitting there and radicalizing and directing this al-Qaeda cadre in a direction which the Chinese find it inconvenient.
Well, absolutely, Anand. You know, there's a famous saying in Hindi that Zinda Hati Lakh Ka or Mara Hati Sawa Lakh Ka. So I think that scenario is pretty true for this, that, you know, China may be growingly, it was feeling the heat of his actions and the inconvenience that he was causing to the entire, separatism issue that China is dealing with. So I think it's quite convenient for all the parties involved. China definitely could give United States its own moment of glory, like you said. Taliban needed money, they needed its assets to be unfrozen, and Pakistan also needs to go off the hook in terms of FATF, and, all the parties were getting what they wanted. So definitely, 21 long years, we are in the year 2022, and this happened in the year 2001. So definitely, he had outlived his utility, and it was quite convenient to get him eliminated from the scene. And this is how, globally the chessboards are operated, that if the actors don't find one asset that they have cultivated for so long, then no matter how much al-Qaeda and Taliban have been close to each other, it doesn't matter. What matters is that, their own self-interest is preserved. So I think in the contemporary scenario, it definitely was sort of inconvenient to keep him in, to keep him alive. And if they are getting something in return, if he is dead, then definitely that's the sawa lakh wala hati, which is mara hua, coming to their help.
Well, we